Hey you guys, it's Danny, and today we're going to be talking about 11 things you need to know as an empath. Honestly, these tips can be for just about anybody, but as an empath myself, these are all things that have helped me along my journey. So what is an empath? As you can probably tell just from the word itself, empath comes from the word empathy. And in short, empaths are people who are hypersensitive to other people's emotions and energy. So for example, if you're an empath and someone's explaining their feelings to you, you not only would be listening to their perspective and just understanding it, but you would be able to feel what they're feeling. Obviously, through the power of imagination and putting ourselves in somebody else's shoes, this is an ability that we all possess. But for an empath, this isn't learned. This is very innate, very natural. And a lot of people develop empathic abilities through their childhood. A lot of people in more traumatic households will have developed these abilities in order to stay safe. At the end of the day, the tips that I am using here are good for everybody. So now we're going to get into the 11 things every empath needs to know. Number 1, put yourself first. When you feel other people's emotions and when you can so easily put yourself in somebody else's shoes, it becomes really easy to neglect yourself in the process. If you see things as only one person's opinion is valid in a conversation, then it's going to be really hard for you to say that your opinion is the most valid when you can see their perspective but they can't see yours. So often, empaths will end up being really hard on themselves. I know people say this all the time, but you have to look out for number 1, and the only person who's going to look out for number 1 is you. So be compassionate with yourself. Watch the self-talk. Be loving towards yourself as you would want the world to be loving to you, and as you would want to be loving onto others. We are all one. We are all the universe. So even if you're kind to everyone else around you, when you're mean to yourself, that has an impact on the world at large. As an empath who used to be very mean to themselves, oh my god, just being compassionate to yourself is it's so amazing. As an empath, it is so easy to let other people walk all over you. I know it's hard, but practice makes perfect. The more you put your needs first, the happier you'll be, and the happier you'll be able to make everybody else. 2, as an empath, you naturally have a higher state of consciousness and awareness. This means that from a young age, you are going to have an increased intuition. You are going to see the truth. And here's the thing, other people aren't necessarily going to like that. A lot of people like to live their lives lying about certain things because it makes them feel safe, it makes them feel more comfortable. As an empath, you can see through that stuff very easily, and likely you will be gaslighted because of it. And then you'll start to question yourself and your own abilities and your own beliefs because of the fact that other people tell you that your beliefs are wrong and that your intuitive sense is off. But in reality, they don't want to accept what reality really is, so they're trying to get you to question it again so they feel more comfortable. Your intuition is usually right, and as an empath, you have to honor that. Because the more you deny your intuition, the more you will go down a path that is inauthentic to you. As a kid, because you were different, because you had a higher state of awareness than all the people around you, you were probably seen as different. You were likely bullied and seen as crazy. You just had a different state of awareness than the vast majority of the people around you. You came into this world with a higher consciousness for a reason. But other people think it doesn't freaking matter. You will find the people that resonate with you for you authentically. The other people that don't resonate with you as you are right now, they're not meant to be your people. Number 3, honor your sensitivity. This one is huge. As an empath, you are going to have a lot of big emotions come up, and it is very, very important that you accept that, honor it, you feel it. When these big emotions come up, don't push them back. When you push them back, you're not making them go away, you're just pushing them deeper into your subconscious where they're just gonna manifest into your outward reality. When you have these big emotions come up and you feel it and you love yourself through that process, then when you cry, you're not going to feel ashamed of it. It is so important that you don't judge yourself for your emotional moments and for your sensitivity. For a very long time, I would have a conversation with one of my friends, and whenever she would be like, well, you're more sensitive than me, I would get so hurt, even though I knew that she was right. And she would be like, it's not a bad thing. But I saw sensitivity as weak. Sensitivity is not weak. Sensitivity is a freaking superpower. You can understand other people in ways that other people cannot. You're able to pick up on these things for a reason. You have these abilities for a reason. The more you connect with your empathic abilities, the more you connect with your The more you connect with your empathic abilities, and I did it again! The more you connect with your empathic abilities and follow your heart, the more you are going to be living your purpose and living your truth. Being an empath is awesome, but when you don't honor that sensitivity, it becomes such a burden. Don't do that to yourself. Embrace that you're a sensitive person. When other people judge you for that, that's because they're ashamed of their own sensitivity. Just keep going. People don't know anything about you. Ooh. Number 4, observe, don't identify. So what does this mean? When you have certain feelings, when you have certain thoughts, don't just think you are the feeling. Don't just think you are the thought. For example, I had anxiety for a really long time, and I'm like, I'm an anxious person, and I can't do anything about this anxiety. I'm just naturally this way, and oh no, I'm always worrying. No, that wasn't natural. When you do not identify with your thoughts, when you do not identify with your feelings, but you recognize that you are just the consciousness experiencing these thoughts and experiencing these feelings, it gives you the opportunity to make yourself exactly what you want to be. You can't control your emotions. You don't choose your emotions, but by changing the programming of your thoughts, you can change the narrative. You can't exactly control what thoughts pop into your head, but you can control how you interact with those thoughts. When you have an emotion, you want to be aware of where that emotion comes from. You want to be aware of how that emotion is serving you or protecting you or releasing a certain energy. When there's a situation that triggers you, you want to be able to reflect and understand, interesting, when this person said this rude thing to me, I felt this way. What does that indicate about myself? You can't control the other person, you can only control your reaction. And again, this is why meditation is awesome, because it really helps you learn how to be the observer rather than the identifier. Number 5, you can't save everyone. Some people are happy and comfortable being miserable. And that's the sad reality of it. Just because someone even says that they want to get better, have they shown that in their actions, or are they just saying that to you? Do they continue to invest their time and their energy in negative things and see no sign of stopping? When you ask them questions about why they are a certain way, are they willing to listen to your criticism? As an empath, we naturally want to heal and help people. But if those people don't want to be helped, they won't accept yours. A lot of people are just here to drain your energy. A lot of people just want you here to make them feel better, so they don't have to deal with their uncomfortable emotions. They want you to be the emotional sponge for them. They may not even consciously realize this is what they're doing, but it is. Don't give people that have toxic traits your time. Once someone gets to a certain age, it is their responsibility to change those traits. It is their responsibility to learn healthier coping mechanisms. But if they're not doing that work in themselves, and even if they're saying they're doing that work, but the results aren't showing, it's still not worth your time. Do not let toxic people drain your energy. Help the people heal who want your help, because those people are going to be the ones who very much benefit from your help. The people who are actually listening to what you're saying and willing to take the criticism and willing to listen to your perspective, those are the people who you can heal, and you can heal so many people that way. Do not waste your time on toxic people. They're just sapping your energy. Number 6, be mindful of where you put your energy. And this point really can apply to anybody, but it especially applies to empaths. Because we are an emotional sponge, we can soak up a lot of stuff that we don't want to. You have to be very mindful of the content you are watching. What messages are being fed to you? When you're watching a TV show, what opinion are they trying to instill in your head? Every single piece of content is trying to influence your mind in some way. So feed your mind with the stuff you actually want it to be full of. What messages do you actually want ingrained in your head? Where you put your energy, where you put your attention, it's going to grow, whether you like it or not. So this doesn't mean just pretend bad things don't exist. You have to acknowledge things in order to let them go. But there's a difference between feeling a feeling and acknowledging something in your life as a problem in order for you to release it and deal with it, and focusing on a negative thing and dwelling in it and getting kind of addicted to that toxic pattern of complaining about it all the time. Your subconscious is always open. put the right stuff into it. Number 7, cleanse and protect your energy. There are so many ways to cleanse yourself, cleanse your space. There are energy cleansing baths. You can use incense, you can use essential oils, you can do that as a spray or through a diffuser. If you're interested in how to cleanse your energy, just look it up online. There's tons of great resources and a lot of great videos on YouTube as well. Crystals can be awesome as well. Drinking lots of water is so helpful. We're like 70% water or something like that. Do not drink tap water. Please stop drinking tap water. I was drinking tap water for so long. You know that there's fluoride in our tap water. And what fluoride does is it calcifies your pineal gland, and your pineal gland is like your physical third eye. Fluoride leads you to be more docile. I'm pretty sure that there are studies that show that it's linked to IQ devastation as well. Just saying, spending that extra money on your drinking water is worth it. Fluoride is also in your toothpaste. If you're really into this stuff, if you really want to open your third eye, get fluoride-free toothpaste. I love you! Other ways to protect your energy is doing a shielding visualization. How I do the shielding visualization is I close my eyes and I imagine a white or pink light kind of coming from the sky. I imagine it filling every cell of my body until I am glowing of this pink or white light. And in that space, I know that I am protected. I know that God's light or the universe's light or whatever you want to call source is protecting me. And through that, you protect your emotional energy. The imagination is so powerful. Set energetic boundaries. Even like getting under the covers could be a symbolic energetic boundary. Basically, if something feels like it's protecting your energy, use it to protect your energy. Doing grounding exercises is awesome. This is for balancing your root chakra, but in general, it's expelling certain like negative energies into the earth. The main way I recommend doing this is going outside, taking off your shoes, taking off your socks, putting your feet down in the earth, and imagine roots coming out of the bottoms of your feet, and imagine those roots going very deep. And what I like to do is I kind of like imagine these little like black like blobs coming out of these roots, and that the earth is absorbing it for me. So the earth is absorbing this emotional energy that does not serve me anymore. Meditation is obviously super cool as well, because with meditation, just gets you more in tune with the universe in general. I will make a whole other video on meditation. Number 8, set and maintain boundaries. Do not partake in activities that do not serve you. There's a difference between being selfless and being self-sacrificing. When you are selfless, you may do things that inconvenience you. You may be able to put other people before yourself in certain instances. But if you are self-sacrificing, that means that you are denying your truth. You are denying your own well-being for the sake of other people. That isn't healthy and that isn't sustainable. When you are being self-sacrificing, you're literally training the other people around you to accept that it is normal for other people to sacrifice their well-being for them. So you're actually encouraging them to embody more toxic behaviors. Your energy is precious. When you're not setting boundaries with people, you are essentially teaching people that your needs don't matter. You teach other people how to treat you. Oftentimes, even if they're good people in your life, when you set boundaries, they're not going to like that because they're used to you in a certain way. And with that change comes discomfort, because that means they're probably not going to be able to take advantage of you in the ways that they used to be able to. But when you set and maintain those boundaries, you get to come forward with fuller energy. And at the end of the day, they'll probably be happy that you ended up doing that in the first place. This step is really the key to having healthy relationships with people. And people who are meant to be in your life, people who are meant to stay in your life, are going to respect those boundaries, even if they don't like it at first. Number 9, take time to yourself. When you're used to absorbing other people's emotions, other people's energy, you become an energetic sponge. And it's good to have that time by yourself to wring yourself out. When you're constantly around other people, it gets really confusing in terms of what emotions are yours and what belong to other people, because you never have that time to actually process it on your own. And as an empath, we're absorbing energy all the time. It's okay to be a bit of a hermit every now and then. If you feel like you can't be alone, then that indicates that you probably need time alone. You need time to be comfortable with yourself. Take this time to practice some self-care. Find out what soothes you. Find out what makes you feel nurtured. Take time to yourself. Do it. You'll appreciate me later. Number 10, recognize that there is nothing wrong with wanting things. It's not selfish to want material things. When you're worried about wanting things for selfish reasons, you're afraid that wanting things will mean something about you. When you feel selfish for wanting money, it's probably because of the fact that the way that we see money in our society is people just trying to hoard wealth, people trying to accumulate more power. But as an empath, you probably have a big heart and have very good intentions. So if you have good intentions with this money, you can invest that in local businesses. You can invest that money in your community. You can invest that money however you please. Money is just a way of having abundance, but abundance isn't about the number in your bank account or what your net worth is. Abundance is a mindset. If you have an abundance of money, you can buy yourself nice things and invest that money in places that matter to you. And finally, number 11, my favorite, drum roll please. Follow your passion and purpose. The main reason a lot of people do not follow their purpose, do not pursue their passions, is because they care too much about what other people think. They're insecure about themselves, so they deny their truth in order to cater their experience to be best accepted by others. But here is something that blew my mind. Insecurity breeds selfishness. When you are following your passion, when you are following your purpose, you are doing something greater than yourself. You are tapping into the universe and you are accepting what you feel is right for you. Whatever you came to this earth to do, whatever innately feels like it's the best for your soul is what is best for the world. It feels right for a reason. When you're insecure about your abilities or you value people's perception of you greater than you value your own perception of you, you've turned yourself into a version of yourself that can be accepted by others because you're afraid of accepting criticism or you're afraid of what other people are going to say to you that could hurt your feelings. But basically trying to tailor your image so you don't trigger other people, it's selfish. You're denying the world of learning from your truth, from your authentic self. When you act out of insecurity, when you deny your purpose, you miss out on an entire line of opportunities that could not only change your life, but change the world. Acting out of your truth can have a positive impact that ripples out. And at some points in your life, you may not know what your purpose is, and that's okay. It may take time for you to figure out what your purpose is and what you are truly passionate about and what you're meant to be pursuing. But if you listen to your gut, it will come to you in time. What did you enjoy doing as a kid? Did you enjoy writing short stories? Did you enjoy playing a sport? What gets your inner child really excited? Because that's likely tied to what your purpose is. Even if the people around you think it's foolish or naive or selfish to follow your passion, they're only saying that because they were too afraid to follow their own. Don't let other people's shortcomings determine what you do with your future. Your future is yours and nobody else's. You don't owe them shit. Thank you so much for watching my video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And comment any other video ideas you would like me to do. I'm currently planning on making a video on the chakra system next, but if you have any other video ideas that you'd like me to get to first, let a sister know. Love you guys. Bye-bye. That's good. That's good. Ooh.